Hey. Did you know what day it is? 'Cause I do. It's Snapshot Day! Hello everybody, my name is Freebiy and welcome to Minecraft Snapshot 25W31A, and oh boy, this one's got a whole lot of stuff to look at. This game drop is looking to be the Copper Golem and Copper Accessories game drop, which is exciting because this is the first mob from the now former mob votes to be added to the game. Hopefully we get more, but who knows? So let's take a look at exactly what's been added in this snapshot, starting with, let's just start with the boy. The main reason, or the main thing in this snapshot is the Copper Golem. Unlike when they were first announced for hey, what are you doing? Why did you do that? Can you put that back, please? That's supposed to be, I didn't think about that. That's supposed to be in there, little guy. Unlike when they were first announced for Minecraft Live, they were basically random button pushers. Now they're item sorter dudes, bros. They go through copper chests and they will sort things for you, which is really, really cool. Now he unfortunately took what I was going to show you out of the chest, but the way to get them is a copper block and a carved pumpkin or a jack-o'-lantern. Place it down like that. You get a new chest and a copper buddy, which is exciting. Like copper blocks, these guys can be waxed, so they will stay fresh and pristine forever. I wish I could just pick you up and hold you. You're adorable and I love you so much. And because they can be oxidized, you know, like everything else copper, when they fully get turned oxidized, they turn into the Copper Golem statue. Besides looking cool, the Copper Golem statues do actually have a functionality, which is really cool, and something I'll probably never use because I don't understand Redstone, but each of the poses emits a different Redstone comparator signal, which is really cool. They can be waxed, unwaxed, and you can change the pose just by clicking on them. You have sitting, walking, yippee, and standing, which is pretty cool. And if you go to a Copper Golem with an X, you can wax it off, and you can do it again, turns them back on, which is pretty cool. So they can, you know, turn into the statues. That's how you get the statues. I don't think they are craftable. You have to let the Copper Golem oxidize into death, I guess. That's a weird way to phrase it. Okay, so since Copper Golems can sort chests, let's talk about that for a minute. Anything in a copper chest, be it any level of oxidation, the Copper Golem will take it out of the chest and attempt to put it in a wooden chest, which is cool. I'm not entirely sure how it works. This stuff has been on Bedrock previews and whatnot for a while, but I haven't messed with it because I really wanted it to come to Java, which I'm really happy it did. So I don't entirely know how it works yet, but it will try and place it into both chests and trapped chests. And it can place an item in a chest if it's empty, or if it contains the same type of item, hence the sorting aspect. Now, they don't have the biggest range. They will search the area for chests to put stuff in horizontally 32 blocks and vertically 8 blocks. So if you have chests stacked up on top of each other, you'll need a staircase for them to get to, but they can get to it eventually. All right, let's shift our focus over here. Lightning rods. They can oxidize now, which is actually pretty cool. That's about it for copper for lightning rods. Now over here, a feature that I don't think anyone was asking for, copper equipment, being a full set of armor, full set of tools, horse armor. It actually looks really cool too. I like the copper horse armor. It's very nice looking. Now, I don't believe the copper horse armor is craftable. I think you have to find it like you do in some other like structures and stuff. And then because the stuff is smeltable, here are some copper chicken nuggets, because they actually kind of look like chicken nuggets. Yeah. So some specifics for copper tools and weapons. The armor has higher durability than leather and gold, but it has slightly less enchantability than iron. Meaning that if you put like an iron helmet or iron boots in an enchantment table, you can get like Depth Strider 2, but if you put copper in it, you'll get Depth Strider 1 or something like that. And then for the tools do the same amount of, like tools and weapons do the same amount of damage as stone, but have a higher durability, and they work faster and last longer than stone. And they all have a higher enchantability than diamond, but slightly less than iron. So you're more likely to get Fortune 3 on a copper pick, but on a copper pick compared to diamond, but less likely to get it compared to an iron one still. Now you're probably thinking, Freebiy, what is the point of copper armor and tools? Well, it's just kind of, I don't know, honestly. I think it's kind of cool. I don't think it's a feature that I will particularly use all that often. It's kind of nice to have just another set of armor and tools that are easy to get, because you can get so much copper from the ore without needing fortune. So this will make, like, for some people, this might be like the mid-game stuff, because, you know, not everyone plays Minecraft the same. Some people don't get to the end dragon. Some people never get diamond armor. So this might be their mid-tier gear, which is cool. But that's enough about copper. And because I'm really bad at spatial awareness and planning for these things, we need to go upstairs already for the next feature. Typically, I only ever go upstairs when it's, you know, a new snapshot or whatever, but we're on the second floor already. This, everybody, are shelves. Shelves are essentially a vertical slab that you can put things on. As you can see here, I just have a bunch of tools and armor and shields, some totems and whatnot, and you can put up to 3 stacks on each shelf. And yes, when I say stack, well, it didn't really, you can kind of see it. You can put a whole stack in that slot, which is really cool. So you can have like a stack of cobblestone, cobblestone, and cobblestone, and there's your emergency cobblestone if you need to go on like some rescue mission to go find your friends. And they come in each wood type: oak, spruce, birch, jungle, acacia, dark oak, mangrove, cherry, pale oak, bamboo, warped, and crimson. I got those backwards. This is crimson, that is warped. Oh, but the shelving isn't done yet. If we come over here to my redstone wizardry, you can see that I have a full hotbar worth of stuff that I can pick up and put back, pick up and put back, which doesn't really work in creative all that well. So I have this stuff that I can pick up, put back, pick up, put back, pick up and put back. But the lever, if you pull the lever, it'll visually change what the shelves look like, and my hotbar is full. An emergency, like, not an emergency, but like a hotbar swapper, essentially. So say like this one was full of like a different things and they were both active. You could put one here, grab that one, and then you're out the door with an entirely different set of tools, which is pretty useful. And you can flip the lever again and it goes back to single items, but if you do that, the entire hotbar. And how are shelves crafted, you might ask? Like this. It's just 3 of any stripped log gets you 6 shelves of that log type, which is pretty good because that's like 3 hotbars worth of stuff if you do the whole redstone thing, which is pretty cool. Pretty cool. All right, next up, Java players. This is a big one for us. Take a look at the brand new F3 screen. Look at how clean this is. There's like nothing here. It's great. It doesn't take up the full screen like it used to do. And it even works on the menus. Why? That doesn't, well, why does it do that? So not only is it a lot cleaner and smaller than it used to be, if you do F3 and F5 at the same time, you can customize. What is on this screen. So like biome, that's turned off. There it is. It's in the top left, right there, Minecraft biome planes. Always, what does that mean? So like if I hit always and you can just have stuff on all the time, even if you don't have F3 on. Oh, that's awesome. I didn't even know that one. So this is, ooh, okay. So like this is very, very customizable, which is very interesting. So you can turn chunk borders on with F3. Does F3, that's not what I wanted. F3B, that's hitboxes. Okay, so F3G still works, but if you press F3 and have that set, it'll just have hitboxes. Chunk borders, that's what I'm trying to say, on by default, which is pretty cool actually. What else can I do? Like hitboxes, yeah. 3D crosshair, I've never understood that one, honestly. I'd never use it. So yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff you can do with this, which is awesome. And Bedrock, I've been looking at Twitter a bit. Bedrock players are freaking out about this, and they want it too. And I don't blame them. These options are for testing purposes only. They may slow down your computer or crash the game or eat your pet rock. Not my pet rock. I think I'll personally still use mods like Better F3 just because it's also color coded in that. But this is like a big step up from from the mess it used to be. There's some changes to sounds. Happy guests can be heard from 64 blocks away now, which is nice, so you can hear the cute little friends from farther away. And chests, I don't know if you noticed it while we were down here. Let me get a real chest. Chest. They're quieter by default, which is kind of nice because chests have always kind of been loud. And then for me personally, as a long time Minecraft player, an old feature from the game is being removed. The spawn chunks. If you're unaware of what the spawn chunks used to be, they used to be a set of chunks where the world started, and those chunks would be loaded forever. No matter what, they would always be loaded, and they were a great place for things like iron farms because they would run constantly. It's a feature that I will forever miss, even though it really kind of has outlived its usefulness. I will just... It's kind of sad to see something that's been in the game for so long be taken out, but there are still ways to load chunks in the game. So like the spawn chunks may be gone, but you can still load them, which include A, using the force load command, which I've never heard about and have no idea how it works. Add, sure, the chunk I'm currently in is now force loaded, which is pretty cool. Second is portal activity. This works for both the nether and the end. There are redstone contraptions that will throw items through the portal, and if that happens in a chunk, the chunk will stay loaded forever, both in the overworld and the dimension that it's being thrown to. Then there's the ender pearl method, where if you throw an ender pearl and it never hits the ground, like an ender pearl stasis chamber, if you've ever seen this, will keep a chunk loaded. However, this only works in single player, as does just the chunks around the player. And then in world creation, it will persistently load only the world, or only the chunks needed to generate the world initially. I urge you to go down to the description and read the patch notes for yourself, because there are some notes from the devs on why they got rid of spawn chunks and why they did some changes to the debug screen, and I think you should go read that for yourself instead of just me reading it to you, but there will be a link to it in the description if you want to. Oh, and dyes have unique shapes now, which is pretty cool. That's neat. And then there was some changes to entity rendering to greatly improve some performance for those who, you know, don't have beefy computers like most of us don't. And then besides a bunch of technical shizzle-whizzle behind the scenes that I don't really understand, that's about it for this snapshot. But that's all I got for you today. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe if you enjoyed this video and you want to see the next Snapshot video when that comes out, hopefully next week. And if you want to see some Cobblemon, that's kind of what I'm doing right now. My friends and I are playing on a 1 month long Cobblemon server. So if you like Cobblemon, and you like me, go check that out. I stream that live here on YouTube and over on Twitch. You can find links to Twitch in the description and links to all my other social medias and whatnot. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.